All right. Give me 1 second while I turn down this volume and we're going to make some music. So I've kind of decided I'm going to use temporarily, I'm going to use this tripod I have to be able to show you guys the keyboard I'm on. This is the only thing I'm using live, really, is this or the Astrolab. And this is the best view I think that I can give you to get the max view in. So I'm going to try one more thing. Digital zoom. There you go. Try to give you as much of the keyboard as I can. It's funny because you can move this around too. So let's see, is that better? That's pretty good. So you can see my hand. All right, cool. It's not that it's the best view, but then it's just not you having to look at this screen only. You have just something else you can glance down and see what I'm doing. All right, so let's test some sound, make sure we got some sound. I see the MIDI is working. I'm going to grab Keyscape. We'll use Keyscape. Some of these user sounds that I have. I'm absolutely in love with this piano. The settings on this C7 Grand by J3PO, I just think just sound good. It makes me want to play Keyscape more. I went through a period of time where I thought Keyscape was amazing, but I didn't really care for using it too much. And I think part of that was because the presets just didn't do it for me. But I realized something that is like with most of these instruments, you typically have to find a way to work with it. So let's see. right, so we're gonna go ahead and capture that MIDI, whatever that is. There it is right there. And then we'll adjust accordingly. Let me see. The only thing I really miss about the Novation keyboard is just having the transport stuff. I do miss that. I want to play this again. I'm gonna play this again just because I can do it better, I think. Oh, let me get the mic over here. I forgot the mic wasn't even it's sitting right here, but I had it off to the side. My bad. That's definitely making it harder for you to hear if I was talking, especially with music on. All right, so let me just try this again. I think the cool thing about the capture MIDI, even if you don't get it right, is you get kind of an idea of what the tempo could be. So I'm gonna go with 77 BPM, I think. Dun, dun. I'm gonna start right here. Okay, let's just do that. Might be good to turn the metronome on. I don't have to play with a metronome, but fancy. All right, cool. So I think it was I forgot what his name is that asked me about after he saw the video recently where I showed kind of my setup about having the um this boom stand with the computer sitting this high and how he thought that was kind of dangerous. And I was like, well, first of all, it's made for this. It was bought to do this, and it holds a 44-pound TV as well as a computer. So I think it can hold a computer and an iPad pretty stable. So just so you know, it's pretty stable so far. I haven't had any issues. If I do, believe me, you'll know I'll fuss about it at some point, I'm sure. I do not type on the actual MacBook when I'm at my desk. I typically use here, I'll show you on a camera so you can see it. Here, I'll pull it over here. So this is the Logitech, and I think they call it the Lollipop or something like that. This is the both Bluetooth and Bluetooth pop mouse as well as the Bluetooth keyboard. And I use these two items for my MIDI control. So that's the mouse right there. And then the keyboard here is just so I can, control shift or whatever I need to do. So that's kind of the setup. I need to pull it a little bit closer to me. And I could put the mouse and I mean the what is it called? Keyboard right in front of me. But I prefer this setup just because I'm ambidextrous. I use left and right. So sometimes I'll gravitate toward the right, but I like the mouse on the right for sure. Anyway, back to this music thing. That's what we came for. Ooh, I like that better. All right, let me try that out. I'm going to turn the metronome on. Oh, forgot to turn it on here. I messed up big time. Hold on, let me go back and do this again. All right, here we go. feel like I'm not playing to this beat. Like I'm not even listening to it. That's terrible. Maybe it feels a little slow. Let me play this without the metronome and just MIDI capture and see if the tempo is different. Because I did change something. Oops. Let's see what that is tempo wise. 75, so it's even less than what I. Weird. All right, let's play to the metronome. Messed up. Play again. I'm messing up. I like that first take. Let me see. Yeah, that first. Nope, start getting real crazy after that. So let's just do this. We'll keep that take, and then we'll build on that take. Command J. I'm gonna start over here just so I'm away from that take, and I'm gonna do it again. Here we go. Something about that second take I actually like better than the first one. Well, at least this part of it right here. So let me just listen to it. No. Start at the beginning. I changed up here. Okay, I like what I did. So I'm gonna redo this take. Not redo it, I'm gonna keep this take. But there's a part in here where I switch up, and I want to add that switch up to this one. So initially, you see I played it like the same way, and then I went and switched it up. So the way I'm gonna fix this is drop this here. What's up, Hero? What's going on, man? So I'm just doing different takes. Initially, I didn't even know what I was gonna do, so I'm gonna play one more take the way I did it here, and I'm just playing the small portions of takes, so it's not that big of a deal. So here we go. I would do a turnaround there, but since I'm not playing it in one take, I don't want to mess up the one that I'm doing. I can always add the turnaround later. Okay, cool. Command J. So all of these takes are me playing it at separate times. It's not like in one try, but that's fine. It's like punch in recording, so it's not a big deal. So here we go. I'm doing well, Hero. Thanks for asking, bro. I hope you're doing well too. Just coming up with an idea. Give it a space for a while. kind of not into making drums. This is where I would probably gravitate towards using either drum breaks or just getting myself something that's easy to do drums in, like Pocket Drummer. I think is much easier and it still sounds good because I'm not in the mood to do drums. All right, let's do Soul 2. That'll work. I'm gonna reach out to the developer of Pocket Drums again and ask him if he ever thought about, and he may have not or may not be into making this, but I would love to see Pocket Drummer have a random button that can give you some random presets. Like, let's say I want to randomize the hi hats or just randomize the snares or whatever. Just that option, since there's only like eight, would be cool to give you some variation in the drums. Otherwise, you just got to play it in. But it is what it is. You can mix this up to wherever you want it to be. So we'll. All right, so the way I'm going to do this is I know I'm going to use one, so I'm going to make this quicker. I'm just going to go MIDI, and we'll use 5. Grab the MIDI, and we're just going to draw. It's not draw because it's already done for us, but we're just going to place these as we want to accordingly. All right, so there's 4. Command J consolidates the clip, right? So on 5, same principle, consolidate. But I'm not going to use all of 5. I'm only going to use half of 5. So we're going to duplicate 4 and switch the end of it with using 5. So that's how that'll work. We're going to run that twice. And then on the next one, we're going to grab 7. So we'll grab 7. There's 7, and I'll run 7 twice. Cool. So that's the basic 8 bar. Now, if we want to go more, we could do 8. Let's see. Let's grab 8, and we'll do 8 at the end of 7, like here. So we'll do 7 one more time. Duplicate. Wait, I did that wrong. I'm sorry. So we got 7. We're going to put 8. We duplicated 7 twice. Yeah. All right. So instead of doing 7 twice, we're going to do 7 and then 8. There we go. That'll be easier. Cool. And then we'll just grab these and duplicate that. And how many bars did I play for? I just was playing. This is what happened when you just playing and you're not even thinking about bars. Let's get rid of this stupid time. Oops. What did I just do? Delete fragmented bar type. What? All I want to do is delete these time signatures. There we go. All right, so let's see what I did here musically because I obviously don't know what I did. There's 8 bars. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I didn't grab the whole 8 bars. I'm sorry. There we go. Now we got 16. That was weird. Okay, cool. So now we have 16 bars. We got our drums. Could be better if I played it probably. No, I gotta check on this because it don't sound like it's matching up where it should be. There's a little static in my voice. I can hear it. I've been getting this weird thing, and I don't know if it's this microphone or what, but or if it's too many devices going at one time because I usually don't have this problem. So I'm not sure why that's happening. It's kind of annoying though. I can hear it. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. Maybe it's the drums that are out of time. And let me go check. See if the drums. I'm gonna take the wonk and drift off. All right, let me check on this. I don't quantize notes usually. I'd rather. I'm not feeling it. So let me push it aside for a second and I'll just save it and mute it and then we'll do something else. Now that we have the drums in place, I'm going to loop out where the drums are by just going Command L, then you'll see the loop. Boy, this static is really annoying. All right. I'm not sure why it's happening. 1 second. All right. Check, check, check. Okay, so the mic. I'm hoping it's not the mic because I really like this mic. But if I have to get rid of it, so be it. Because I can't do static every time I'm on the mic. That's crazy. Let me take a look at, see if there's something causing a feedback loop. 1 second while I pull up this mic. So I have everything set right. For some reason, I'm not, and I've been using the same setup, haven't changed anything. So that's what's so weird. All right. For now, we'll leave it alone. Sorry if you have to bear with these terrible feedback issues. Let's see if we can play to the drums now that we have something kind of in place. Let me get the keys again. Let's try something. All right, I'm gonna play to the beat. I think I'll like that better than the way I did over here. So. Oof, bad start. Do that again. Terrible. Oops, what in the world? Try it again. Having moments today, can't get it together. Oops. I'm really off today. Cannot play. Let's try it again. Just today is not my day to play, apparently. Microphone's tweaking out and everything. Oh, I set the 5. That's wrong. Timing's wrong. What is this space here? Is this? Wow. You know what's wrong? I think I should have done here because I think this might be. Oh, let me see. No. Weird. I'm gonna piece these together now that they're all right here because I think there's a missing kick or something that's maybe got me all off. See here. Nope. Kicks on the one. Okay, cool. All right, let's regroup and try to play better then. That's all that is. So if you're hearing static in the mic, which I keep hearing myself, it's simply due to the fact that I have no clue what it is. Otherwise, I would have fixed it. Check, check. For some reason, I think this mic might be going bad. This is what happened when you go with a cheap mic. I only have this mic seriously just for these videos. And I'm debating whether I'll go a different route when I go with the next idea of where I'm going to set up with that. Because it's already taken up a plug on my MacBook. And I'm sitting here thinking, man, I could have had something that just wasn't in the way. But whatever. Let me see if I can get this. Because for some reason, as easy as it is, I keep still messing up. Here we go. Okay, I think I know where I'm messing up. I'm overthinking this. Here we go. Nope. She's been. So, sheesh. One more time. Redo it. that's the best I can do today. That's it. I've said this before. Like you play when you feel it, right? Because if you don't and you just try to force music, it doesn't come out good. You end up hating half the time what you did, and the stuff that you just play it when you feel it, it works. So, DJ Emo, what's up, man? Just jam for a while. What do you say? Just jam for a while till you hit a few tidy ones and capture and find them. Say, yeah, but I like to. It depends. Like if I don't know what I'm playing, then yeah, I use the MIDI capture and just jam. But when I'm trying to play something that I actually know what I'm playing, like I can see the notes, I know exactly where I need to be. But when I'm just like this first portion started with me just messing around and figured it out. But right now it's just me nailing the notes. I'm gonna get rid of this. So I just did it pretty good on this one. It's not bad. Cool. And then this could be the loop. This is an 8 bar, but whatever. It'll work. I'm gonna put a guitar over that. I don't know why I wanna mess around with some violin. I'm gonna turn this down so I can talk over the music. You guys still should be able to hear the music pretty good. Hmm. So like when I'm making a lead, I'm definitely jamming. Nope. Yeah. See, that's not in the. So stop there. That's the key. And every note fits, right? When you step outside. So let me turn off this vibrato and see if I. I'm gonna leave auto on because I'm not there yet. We're gonna go with a different body guitar. Let's see. I mean violin. I like the antique because it's a little warmer sounding. So this is Expressive Ease plugin. If you're wondering what it is, try the vibrato Try the vibrato on the release of possibility. What do you mean, like add the? It's on auto vibrato right now. It just happens. I can stretch it, like make it go. Or sustain it or change it, like and play tremolo. But I'm not sure what you mean on the release, because it's preset sort of. I mean, I can control it and go in here and adjust the speed and different things and the portamento and all that. Try the vibrato. Vibrato happens when you lift off. You want portamento on? I can turn that on. That's what you're thinking. Yeah, there's a tail on it, for sure. Now, if you turn off assisted vibrato, then you got to do it. Using the Osmos, right? So I'm bending the notes. That portamento, though, gets weird. It doesn't sound, in my opinion. But it can be on, I guess. I'll leave the assisted on. Starts getting weird, though, when they're both on. I think portamento. The portamento is wild. Yeah, I'm just going to leave vibrato on and go back to that. And I'm using the right hand with my bow. So, well, technically it's the left. My left hand is using the mod wheel to control the bow in the right. It's all good, DJ Emo. I'm okay with. I don't get. The only time I get upset with somebody saying something is when they're like demanding you do something. I don't think that's the case with most of the people on my channel. Are pretty cool and just. But like if you're demanding something, I'm like, yeah, but this is my song. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. But you're not demanding. You're just throwing suggestions out. I respect that. Breath. There we go. I actually like that run. That's when I use MIDI capture even more so, is when I'm doing a run like that. Where if I get a riff and I'm just playing, I'm feeling it. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I was trying to click this one up here. Then I'll keep that on. So there you go. So there's a run. You can see the MPE in here. So it helps you to visualize it a little bit better. And then there's the notes. And you can go back in and adjust what you want. Let's listen to it just real quick. Ooh, that was off. Let me fix that first note. I was definitely maybe. Let me see if that helps it. Maybe we can hold that little vibrato part a little longer. And I'm going to turn that note down just a little bit. So that Hey, what's up, Crazy Rabbit? So that top-down angle you're seeing is coming from a tripod that's sitting right up there, and it's just holding my iPhone. It's really no reference into it's just so you can see me playing, that's all. But I want to get one kind of like yours where it's like a what is it called? Selfie stick that comes out that allows you, but I want a little more freedom because if you saw in the previous videos I did where I show you my setup, my laptop and iPad that I'm watching are right in front of my face, while right in front of this keyboard over the top of the Arturia Astrolab. So that said, I need something that's a little more diverse as far as moving it around and put it in different angles. But I'm going to take it to the top of that pole and have it extend out and drop down so you can see a top down angle of the keyboard. This angle works for right now. I mean, temporarily it'll do, but I'd prefer to have the top down angle so that you see it. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. We're gonna keep going. Let's keep making some music. I have a little bit more time, and then I got some friends coming over, so I gotta get off. And this stupid static is gonna drive me nuts. I'm serious. It's really irritating. Hopefully, you're not hearing it as much as I am. But yeah, I'll definitely find what works. But I took your advice. That's why I ended up getting the little what do they call it? Vivo? Is it Vivo? Yeah, Vivo stand that allow you to have technically they say a TV, but I went with the iPad holder so that I could get, you know, I'll use the iPad more than I would a TV. But anyway, yeah. So let's listen to it again and I'll get inspired and do the next part. I think I'm gonna do bass. Oops. Simple bass line. Because we're really only using three chords technically in this thing. So let me run this bass line real quick. I'm gonna try to play it all the way out because I don't wanna do I don't want to do no chopping and pasting and all that stuff. I just want to play. So here we go. Here we go. Cool thing about playing MPE, can you hear that vibrating of the string? You can hear the vibrating of the string. It's pretty cool that you can do that with guitars and bass to give it a little more realism. Let's see. DJ Emo, cello or double? Yeah, you could cello. We could do a cello. Antique cello. So I could play a cello, I guess, but then I have to think about it, what I want to do. Let me see. Oh, you want me to just double it? Like just basically just copy it, option it down, and just use the same cello? I can do that. There you go. I could have used the upright bass or the double bass, I guess. Gotta get some volume differences in there because it's gonna adjust some of these volumes. Maybe use some panning. Oh, let me see what this bow stick does. Ooh, I forgot about that. I should be using. I kind of don't like the bass in there playing the same thing as a cello and the violin. I could put a viola in there. Maybe that would sound better, and then use the double bass to do something different. All right, watch this. I'm gonna grab this option down. We're gonna change it, but this time what we're gonna do is go into the viola, select all, and we're gonna shift it up maybe an octave, or should we go down an octave? Let's go down. Did it move? I think we moved it. Yeah, we did. Okay, shift. Down one octave. Let's see what that sounds like. We're gonna pan to the left, the violin, and the right, we're gonna put the viola, and leave the cello in the middle. Okay, let me answer the questions. Yeah, man, it's very expressive, and I'm not even like an orchestral player, but I think it just sounds really good. Um, Unrelated question: Is that mic boom arm still the Fifine brand? Mm, you're talking about the one that's holding the camera, or are you talking about the one that's holding the actual microphone? I'm assuming you mean the one that's holding the microphone. And that would be a no, it's not. It's called Akoi, I think is what the name of it is. It's a different brand. I can post it on the video later once the video post, or if you give me 1 second, I can just grab it and show it to you. 1 second. I usually keep boxes and everything. Yeah. So this one. I retract that statement. I think I might have got rid of that box, which is rare because I usually keep boxes for everything. But the stand's been so good. I'll post the link. It's on Amazon. Holding the microphone. So it's called AO. It's AOKEO, and it's got an arm and it swivels and swirls and whatever else you want to call that. So yeah, it's a really good mic stand. It actually wasn't that expensive either. I think it was like I would say it's under $50. Let me just put it like that. So it's pretty cheap for yeah, no problem. And I'll if you can't find it on Amazon, I'll find the link because I have it in my save stuff. Um, but yeah, it's really good. And the Fine Fine had a cheap. I don't like those springy ones. I don't like that at all. Plus, this one was able to take the cord and wrap the cord or run the cord through the middle of the piping or whatever you want to call it. It's the metal, and it has these little clips that hold the wire down. So you can, and I'm using USB C with it. You could use XLR if you want to. It has a headphone on the back of it too on the Fine Fine, right? So between that and this beautiful stand, if you get a better mic, I don't think you have half the problems I'm having with this staticky stuff. But I didn't want to buy an expensive mic because I'm not vocalist. I'm not sitting around using a mic for anything other than talking to you guys on this video. So that's about it. You found it? Cool. Yeah, it's really nice. I don't know what the price is now, but I bought it in around Black Friday. It was pretty cheap. So and so another thing we can do is put some reverb on this. It has a little bit built into it, but sometimes I'll go to Valhalla and I'll grab some reverb room or plate or something like that, depending on what you think sounds good. Sometimes it's too much, so I don't mess with it. Um, but there are some nice room reverbs in here. Let me see. This might be too much. So we'll listen to just the cello. I mean, the viola. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna take that same one, just copy it and paste it onto same settings onto the others. And now you have, oh wait, let me do the drums. I forgot to do that. So on the drums, vintage, I like to use, this is just my method. I use drum air and I turn it down to, lately I've been messing around with 20. Typically 10% is plenty good with that. And then we're gonna grab, I always call this, since he introduced it to me, Heroes color limiter thing. So we'll put that on the drums, turn the saturation up. The bass, I kind of use a bass fattener already with a punch parallel on the Trillion bass. So think Omnisphere, Trillion, and Keyscape, all the same company, Spectrasonics. So it's an R&B. It's just a jazz muted bass. That's all it is. And then Keyscape, we're using J3PO. J3PO. His C7 grand piano that he tweaked to get it to the sound there. Now the C7 is in Keyscape. So he took basically this and made his own version. If you go to the factory settings, you see the LA Custom C7 Grand. That's basically what it is. And he just made his own version. He's called it the C7 Grand Piano J3. Cool. So that's what we're using there. And yes, you could group them, but when I export stems, you got to take them out of the group or it sends a group stem together. And I prefer to not have groups personally. That's just my method. But yeah, you could do that if your CPU is really, really bad. Mine isn't too bad for what I do, and I'm using a lot of heavy plugins. I don't need to group them. But I have a drum bus right here. So when I'm using multiple drums, I'll gravitate toward using that. Turn this latency off, and I usually turn up. You'll see I have like a little bit of this drum bus going through. So the Valhalla is actually already on there. I'm gonna turn it up to 20% and get rid of the Valhalla that's on there now. The one I added, at least. Get rid of it. Technically, could put the color limiter on there since I just about use it every time I do it, but I change the saturation depending on what I'm doing. I know you have audio technical headphones. Oh yeah. I used to have those. Those are pretty cool. I don't like the fact that you have two cables with them. So one is like an XLR and the other one is a I like the way it sounds and all that, but yeah, I don't care for that two different plugs. That's the only reason why I kind of went back to just keeping a $50 mic, just because I didn't want to deal with that. But I do wish and hope someday that I'll get the wireless, like a Bluetooth mic again. I went through a few different ones and couldn't find one that worked for me, but I actually like them better because you don't have to deal with a microphone in front of your face. So it's kind of nice. Yeah, I had them first, I think, and then Wabbit got them around or like not too long after I got them. So I know exactly which ones you're talking about. The Audio Technica. I forgot what the actual number is for them, but it basically has an XLR and a quarter inch, I believe, on it too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the Audio Technica. They're pretty good. They sound good. So yeah. So yeah, on that particular one, the headphone, um, it's a wired, so I don't believe it's a separate piece, and it actually is XLR for the mic. It might be XLR for the mic. Yeah, it's definitely XLR for the mic and then quarter inch for the headphone part. And you got to plug both in. So you need an audio interface technically to be able to use them properly. But you have all that, so you should be good. I like that. I'm gonna do some little, I'm gonna call it sprinkles of guitar. Just doesn't need to be a full thing solo, but just a little bit. I've, what did you say? I've my eye on Hi-Fi Man Sendaro Planner magnetic headphones. Are those open back or closed back? Oops, I hit the camera. See, I want to try the planners, but I don't want to pay for an open back when I need closed back in the place I live, at least. Yeah, I knew Rabbit said he loved them or liked them at least. I think it's really a great set to have. I mean, if you're okay with the two parts, the XLR and you're okay with you have a sound card. Yeah, it does sound great with music too. I actually still have these. Can you guys even see my phone? I don't even know if my phone is still going. It feels like on my end it looks like it's maybe I'm not showing live. That's why. You should be able to see it. Yeah. So these are the Audio Technica MT50s Bluetooth, but you can plug them in and just use the plugs too. They work great. But and I used them for years, but now I switched over to these Master and Dynamic headphones. So that's what I'm using right now, which look like this. They're kind of more for style. And they have a port on each side that you can use, either one to plug your cable in. They're pretty flat, in my opinion. Nothing is 100% flat, but you know. All right, let me try to. Man, I keep hitting this. Good gracious. Can you guys see? I don't know if I've. Let me see if I can fix this camera. All right, let's sprinkle this song with a little bit of guitar. All right, that's it. So then MIDI capture that. It's just little nuggets, sprinkles of guitar bits. The second verse will be the violin part. They got a one of the things I don't like about these let's see, the Expressive E stuff here is the volume on it is like 100 or it drops really low. So I gotta keep it close to 100, but then adjust. It's a little frustrating. So I'm gonna do the same for here. just because it's extremely loud. Let's try that. And then one more. There we go. Let's just see if that takes some of that brittle. DJ Emo is funny. Can't go back to that level of ear sweat. You sweat that much in your on your headphones? And when you say you sweat, are you talking about the headphones that have like leather or something on them, or are you using what are you using? I forgot what you said because I know you said you've been eyeing something different. What are you currently using? I'm curious now that you're talking about this ear sweat. Makes me laugh. I got about 10 minutes and then I need to get off. But I just wanted to hop on and do some music. But I'm curious about this ear sweat thing making me laugh. So I'm trying to find out. Collect and all right. So while we wait on this ear sweat talk, I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and collect and save because I'm gonna be getting off in just a second here. I use Chat GPT a lot of times when I don't have a song title. Um, unless you guys come up with some song title in the comments, I'm gonna and I can't use my phone right now because it's my camera, but I have open back DT 990s 250 ohms for a long while my room gets warm. Oh, so your room is getting warm. Okay, that makes sense. Um, I just think any headset, I can't sit in a headset for more than a couple hours and I'm done. So then I just take them off and I only use them when I do music too. I don't listen to music. I don't listen to personal music in these things. I use Beats Fit Pro or whatever when I'm just going around. These are the only ones that actually fit in my ear and stay there. I tried the Apple stuff. Well, these are made by Apple now, but I tried the what is it, the AirPods or whatever, and they just my ear just can't hold them. So that's why I switched to those, and I use those. I have three pair, and I just go back and forth using them. So anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. We are going to be ending this stream. So I'm going to show you guys this. This is called the Deck Saver. Highly recommend if you buy a keyboard ever. That's more expensive to get yourself a Deck Saver. Plus, it's a nice tool to be able to flop down your keyboard on top and protects it. And then you can always just turn the switch off. So what should we call this song? I have no clue. So when I have no clue, I go to YouTube, aka I just punch in YouTube. Then I'll say, we'll call it demo song because I have no title in here. 75 BPM. I always put the BPM. I forgot to record the scale, so we'll leave that off. And then we will put the date. What is today's date? Ah, February 16, 20, 26. Something like that for right now, for lack of better words, because I don't have any There it is. So I would typically finish this song by putting an intro and outro at least. And we're already sitting at about 140. So it'd probably be sitting around 2 to 2:15. And that's pretty good for a song with no vocals or anything in it. All right, so what was the key that I used? To find that out, we'll just use scalar. I actually know or think I know what the key is. So we're just going to punch in the notes. Those are the chords. And this is on Mixolydian mode. So C sharp, Mixolydian. There you go. Then you know what note you use, so you don't have to go back and guess. We'll save, collect and save again. And if I was going to finish this song, I would export to audio and be done. But we're not. All right, guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video. And I'll be dropping in, I'm sure, the hero making some music tonight. This world needs a hero for sure. DJ Emo, Crazy Wabbit, and anybody else that may have stepped in that didn't comment. Appreciate you. I'll be back with some more videos in the next day or so. All right. Take care.